Testing, testing. Uba, uba, uba. Uba, uba, uba.
Testing, testing.
God.
Talking, talking. We're getting ready because we're going live. Roland, we need you to explain why we're doing this early sound check.
Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh. See, maybe, I don't know. Work it.
Keep talking. I'm talking. Hello, good people. The show's about to start.
All right, welcome everyone. Dip in, say hello. And we are waiting for exactly 6 o'clock. We've got something fun we're doing, like never seen before. It is 6 o'clock.
Ready when you are, Jake.
All right, we're doing something unusual. This goblet is going to be punny on the inside. What is that about? Who wants to guess? Tonight is Goblet Show. Never does a punny go on the inside of a cup.
Punty to punty.
Unless something strange is happening.
Get rid of that and then for your patty.
Which is exactly what's happening. Next comes the stem. We are going to do
Ready for it?
Yep.
the longest stem you've ever seen. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Think that's big enough?
Step right up.
I'll take it all if you want to push it off.
Jake has some glass. He's going to pull it off. We're just doing this out of clear. This goblet is not going to be annealed. It's the craziest thing. We're trying something super different and unusual because this is the warm-up piece, and they don't always have to be practical. Chris is going to stretch this stem out, and it's not going to be 1 inch long. It's not going to be 2 inches long. It's going to be
Extend.
Jake, paddle.
4 feet long. I was thinking it was going to be like, let's get a ladder out and extend it. So we're showing you one of the properties of glass. This is, again, just something kind of we're goofing around with. Never done before. Back in the glory hole. Jake's going to be dropping a foot, and we're going to leave this goblet out. Chris has got controlled heat on that.
The ultra stem.
The ultra stem. Jake's going to drop a foot very soon onto this patty, onto the floor. Straightening up the cup, allowing the stem to cool off.
Very elegant.
This is not how you blow a goblet, but for us tonight, it's exactly how you make a goblet. Squashing it nice and hot. Chris is gonna set that on while it's still glowing. Right in the center.
What a stick.
What a stick. Now, the reason we puntied the cup
Ready?
on the inside.
Squeeze.
Ooh! Will the goblet stick?
Oh!
Ah, Jake! Sorry, everyone. Didn't mean to scream in your ear. Dang. What do you guys think it is? 3 feet?
I don't know.
Big leaner.
2.5. Oh, can we prop it up against the wood or that chair? How about I bring that chair over? Or not.
Folks.
Welcome to the Gathering Point.
All right, what's happening, everybody?
We got Jake in the house.
All right.
Big show 325, everybody.
What a
My
beautiful
name
day.
is Michelle. I'll be guiding you along. Ask me questions as we roll along. This is Chris Nordine. We got Bess on the tech.
There she is.
We got Sarah in the background. She'll
What
be
up,
answering
though?
questions and prop specialist 101. And last but not least, there's Jacob.
Yes.
And tonight is Goblet Show.
All right, never too early to start sweating it up, folks.
You starting up the members piece or am I?
Again, we have dinner before the
Shoot.
show because we analyze everything.
1, 2, bing.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, rock, paper,
One
scissors,
time.
shoot.
All right, get it started. Members
All right.
piece is exactly for what it sounds like. Das members. Tonight we have lots of questions to go over and comments because why? We weren't here last week.
That's right.
Why
It was
not?
A sweaty one.
It was a zillion trillion degrees in the house. Okay, what are you making, Chris? Did you draw it
I'm
up?
making it's goblet night.
It is the first of the month. We've been attempting to keep that on a continual schedule that we'll be doing goblets, typically Venetian style gobletware on the goblet night. And so that's what we're gonna be doing here. Chris is gonna be drawing it up on the floor, it looks like.
Why don't you show me what you got going on here? What's this piece of
Don't be
equipment?
gathering up.
I'm preheating the pipe here. And this is the pipe warmer. This is for warming up the pipes, folks, because the glass is 2,000 degrees. We're gonna be making some delicate, thin, quickly cooling glass. There's gonna be the working temperature is the window of working temperature is very small, very short, because it's so thin and the glass cools quicker and quicker the thinner you make something. So it's really important that your pipe's hot, you're prepped up and you're ready to go for what you're making.
Okay, and what are these buckets here?
That's where all the extra glass goes. You got a clear bucket, you've got a color bucket, and then you've got the water bucket. And so that's pretty much everything. About 30% of the glass that comes out of the furnace is a means to an end. So you're gonna see that left on the pipe, cut off to be putting on some Venetian handles perhaps, and it's gonna be a lot of glass slinging all over the place. Chris has a pretty unique design going on here, something I'd never seen before. So I'm looking forward to helping him along in this one. We don't have Oliver on the show tonight. Matt was not able to work this morning. He fell over in his chair at home and he bruised his arm and he was like, I need to rest for a day. So Matt took the day off. Oliver and Tabea blew glass all morning.
Was
And
it a
so-
rocking chair?
I don't know what kind of chair it was, but it wasn't a sturdy one, that's for sure.
A bummer chair.
Yeah.
All right,
time.
typically we have the drawings started and we're blowing glass, so we're almost ready to start.
We are ready. I'm doing it right now. So this is something that is my own invention.
Wow.
It is the mimosa glass.
Oh, and I like it. And that,
So we can talk about how people can come and have an ice cold, delicious mimosa.
I like it a lot, and there's a little bit of that to talk about on the table here tonight. We got a really cool virtual gallery made for tonight's show, and a mimosa glass is something we're going to be adding mimosas to the menu fairly soon. I was on the phone with the distributor today getting those picked out, a Michigan-made bubbly wine.
Do you want to describe that a second? Because this is a glass blowing shop. What are you talking about mimosas? The glass blowers are drinking mimosas?
Not us. We don't drink mimosas.
Then who's drinking mimosas?
I love mimosas, but the people are. That is the people that come to the studio, and after they've been completed taking a hands-on class or got something custom made or just came for a drink in the Michigan room over here, private event, we've got a Michigan-made, 95% of things Michigan-made, beautiful beer, soon-to-be wine, mimosa, liquor, and NA cocktails and drinks as well.
Mocktails?
So you're saying your studio is located in Michigan?
That's right. That's exactly what I was saying.
Because we just did some traveling, so people, not everyone on the show knows where we're from.
Keep
Where
your eyes
are
peeled.
you guys from who are watching the show?
I was going to say keep your eyes peeled for some Guardian Alarm folks, because I let them all know and gave them stickers, and they're going to be watching the show tonight.
All right.
I'm going to need a bench blow, Jacob.
Goes to show you the strength of an Evolio, folks.
Go ahead and blow.
My mic is up.
Good. Blow. Good.
What color is this? Pink?
This is a really nice transparent pink-a-kiss.
So we're starting to blow this out. You make it upside down. Chris is going to be blowing out the body of the glass and then putting on a stem, putting the foot on, then we'll flip it around and we'll open up the other side of it. And he went with crystal clear. He put a very expensive, beautiful, light, transparent pink onto the surface and melted it in.
So when you are having beverages, here's the question I want to ask you guys. Do you want the body of the glass clear so you can see what you're drinking? Or do you like the idea of a colored vessel? Tonight on the table we have some clear vessels so that when you pour your beverage inside, someone just gifted us a red vermouth. That would look beautiful in some of these glasses. Sometimes when you add color on the glass, you can't see the color of the beverage. So for mixed cocktails, that's definitely something to keep in mind, because you don't want like a dark colored glass and then you can't see your beverage of choice inside.
And I purposely only put one coat of this beautiful purplish pink so that you'd see the glass change when you put the orange juice in there.
Orange juice.
Cap it.
So tonight we have Chris and Jake in the house. Chris has 37 years of glass blowing technique.
Keep going.
And Jake
Do it one
has
more time.
about 27. Well, that's not true.
Jake's got 20-something.
27. He's been blowing since he was in the belly.
He was blowing glass when he was in his diapers.
Yeah, we're going to make some cool stuff here. Typically having a third person and having an assistant around.
Lightly blow. Good.
For goblets, you may need a third assistant around, and for larger pieces, that happens too. We typically have 3 people blowing glass on the show. It's going to be a beautiful challenge for us to talk through this and do it with 2 people and make it some really ornate, intense work.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
How about a copper blue stem?
All right.
In the tense
Dropping
moments.
Yeah, we're going to drop it on the bottom, and I'm going to start the Evolio, and I'm going to pop 3 balls off of that. You can kind of see the shapes looking pretty cool, you guys. I'm planning on putting a Rosetta right around that widest point where that kind of bevel is.
Is that big enough?
Perfect. I haven't been able to get to the sauna here over the last few weeks.
You've made
We
it
were out
tonight.
of town, but we were in a sauna when it was 103 degrees out in New York. Ridiculous. But I'm kind of excited tonight to sweat.
Yeah.
My pores need it.
And we appreciate everyone understanding last week when it was 97 and we decided to cancel the show, and all the employees, everyone, we stayed home that day because it was hot in here. It was hot everywhere. And even today, I think it was like 85 or something, not as bad
It
as
was
97.
90 when I was driving here.
It was freaking hot in here today.
It's summertime. It's going to be hot.
So I try and bring that over as round and as hot as I possibly can, so he's got the most time and the least amount of adjusting to do to get to exactly the point that he wants. And that's something when you're blowing glass with someone who also creates, is also a gaffer as well. A lot of times it's a really nice, helpful thing because that person knows what they would want in this scenario. So it gives you a little leg up in the situation. Something I always point out too with making goblet work or adding bits onto the glass like this, like mugs or like the pieces we have on the featured product table tonight, is that Chris wants to do this and get each added piece of glass done in the most efficient way possible. Because once he has to build heat back into that stem, especially with such a thin, delicate mimosa cup top here, if he's trying to build up heat in just that bottom nub, it's gonna start creeping up into the glass.
Can you fix that torch for me?
So efficiency becomes, a lot of people are surprised at how quickly glass blowing happens. We do our happy hours, custom drinkware, and we do these shows.
Is that what, like, is that a thing? They're like,
Man, that was fast. You guys are really moving. And it's not because we're just like spazzes, you know, although we do have some good coffee sometimes before the show, but the glass is asking us to move that quickly. And the quicker, not speed, not like out of control, move as fast as you can, but efficient work and efficient movement is what the glass desires. I know we've got some glass blowers out there watching our show tonight. I haven't had a chance to look at the comments yet, but we usually do every week, and I hope you guys are doing amazing out there. We've got a glass hobbyist, Frank, who made an amazing tasting board paddle for us, which when we get over to the featured product table, the virtual gallery, we can highlight that.
and tonight, if this is your first time on the show, it's super giveaway night. Because we weren't here last week, we give away 2 pieces, plus this week's 2 pieces, plus the end of the month, 4 pieces. Best is loaded for
How many
bear
pieces
tonight.
are we giving away? Lots.
Does that look like a little dog bone on the end?
Kind of looks like a ray gun end. It's gonna look kind of like that green, that particular blue looks really green while it's hot. And that pink looks a little muddled right now compared to the way it will be too.
Muddled, like mulled wine.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
unlike the first goblet we did on the opening of the show tonight, I don't want this stem to be 3 feet tall. I want it to be very functional. A lot of times when people are having a mimosa in the morning, they're kind of sleepy, their hair's sticking up, and they go for a sip and they don't want something super fragile and crazy. They're gonna need a paddle on this guy, Jake, and then we'll be ready for a purple foot, 1 coat.
Hey, Marianne, we were in Maine. What part of Maine are you in? We went to Rockford.
Rockport.
Rockford and Thompson.
Tomport?
Thompson is where our
Thompsonville.
friend lives.
Tomport, Rockville?
Rockport is where the Vinyl Haven ferry comes over. Not the ferry that flies through the air and has little wings
What
and
about
you
the
see
ferry
at
that goes
Renaissance.
across the river to the other
That's
side?
the type of ferry.
Ah.
All right, footy.
You want to use the Albert Young special?
Yes, please. So I'm going to be having some alternating colors going on here, you guys. The foot's going to be purple, the cup top's purple, and then the rosetta and the stem non-broken in though, eh? We try it. See how she works.
You want to give it the first crack?
Yeah. And also a blue lip wrap.
You were saying a pink foot then?
Yes.
Something to be aware of when you're dropping feet is that the thickness of the amount of color you put on is going to be twice as much as the cup top. Because the cup top's...
I am laughing tonight because for people who it's the first show, it's like when you're dropping feet, like Roland, when you edit this, I'm imagining like a graphic of feet falling all over the place. Dropping a foot is the base of the goblet or a vase. So it's called dropping a foot. And that's just a solid patty of glass or a solid clump of glass. If I was to measure it, I'd say it's about 1/8 a cup of glass. It's not a lot, it's solid. And you can always tell which part of the glass is hottest by that orange color. This smoke is derived from the footing tool. And the footing tool is made out of wood.
Typically cherry wood.
Cherry. And cherry wood is not from a cherry tree. They're little, like cherries that you eat. It's not that type of tree. It's a different style tree.
So that was a brand new footing tool right there. It had no layer of carbon on the wood there. So Chris went for the super squish on it, and it gave it a really contemporary folded edge to it.
Beautiful.
He wasn't really expressing his artistic expression enough, so he's knocked it onto the floor. And now
Take a blue bit for the stem.
we'll be putting on a blue bit.
Yep. We'll put the rest of the stem back on so we can get it back to where we can put another foot on it, and we'll wrangle that footing tool one more time.
Yeah.
See if we can't get it to work.
Okay, the colors are here. Different metals make different colors, so Jake's able to just dip into the tray. These are
dunked
all
it.
pre-purchased colors. We don't do the coloring here. It's kind of a chemical process we're not interested in. We just want to do
Ready
the
for it?
craft of glass
Almost.
blowing. Maine was absolutely gorgeous. We went into some stores, we went into restaurants, we went into the fish store, which I don't understand that closes at 5 o'clock on a Friday, which doesn't make any sense if you want to get your fish for the weekend.
You're saying fish are most enjoyed on the weekend?
Well, I'm just saying, you get off of work, you want to have guests over, you go to the fish store, it closes at 5.
Yeah.
If most people work 9 to 5, how are they supposed to get there?
That's
And then
a
you're
really
just
good
going
question.
to like Kroger or something.
Oh,
They
not
had 4
Kroger.
lobster tanks. They had fish from Greece. They had oysters and clams and
sounds pretty good.
alewives. Does anyone know what alewives are? It's a smoked fish that you make a dip with. They looked so good. $2 a fish.
I was just talking to a friend last night that she cooked up a whole trout and just baked it and just
That's
like...
what Lucy did.
She did?
Yeah, she did these blackfish from Greece.
Blackfish.
Yeah, they were super cool.
Salty? Like the
No,
Black
it wasn't
Sea?
that salty. She put stuff on it and tomatoes around it and stuff. We ate it with our fingers. Had
I think it
soft
might be my
bones.
newest veggie, my newest favorite veggie experience. I had Dad made a couple weeks back some sort of dish with
Tomatoes?
oven baked tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, not cut at all. So they're just holding their heat in and they get all shriveled up and juicy and good to go. And it's honestly a really nice heat saver for any meal that you're doing.
Let's do it.
So now that we got that information out on the floor, we're gonna get back to making the glass here. I'm gonna drop another pink foot, and Chris is going for round 2.
All right, Roland says Bess is a master and she has got the sound down pat. He's super excited. Roland does our editing and he sometimes has to jiggle a bunch of things around to make the edits on the show good.
He's working remotely. He sent me a picture. He's got
What?
assistants.
What? Roland, that's awesome. So it's a little tricky. In the show, when the show's going on and we're trying to do all these things, everyone give a big shout out, some thumbs up to Bess for being able to like come
Go,
from her
Bess.
full-time job, swing into here, have a bite to eat, and then jump on the show to make sure you guys have great audio.
Mary says, did I miss the warmer upper piece?
This is the warmer upper piece.
This is the warmer upper piece, which means that any one of our Loyalty League members. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Dun, dun, dun,
Treachery.
dun. Treachery. So usually during the show, we make everything look pretty seamless, and you guys are just like, that's amazing. You guys never make a mistake. However, today has been slightly different. While they do, that foot's not going to work. I'm going to jump over to the table and show you what we got going on tonight.
Table will go live in 8 minutes, so you
Okay.
guys are getting a little sneak peek so you can decide what you're falling in love with right now.
Ooh, I like the bubble in there. It's number 5.
I'm gonna get this thing, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. If you like clear beverages, like a sparkling wine in there or rosé would look beautiful. Bess, which was your favorite one tonight?
I kind of really like number
You're
10.
gonna want paddle?
I like how simple it is.
I'm gonna make an Avolio
like-
out of this, yes, and then we're gonna go for it.
We're all talking at the
Limoncello,
same time.
doesn't it
That's
look-
exactly what I thought of when I
Yeah.
saw it. I like nice summery color on the bottom. I know it's Jake's favorite color, yellow.
Number 1 color right at the top of the list, folks.
I think I like 7, although 6 is a pretty nice classic. One ice cube in there and some brandy or something, that'd be really nice. Okay, so Bess
All right,
mentioned
3
the
tries and
website goes
little
live
bigger.
at 6:30.
Sharon says she's having a cocktail in one of her GA margarita glasses.
All right.
what up, Sharon?
Sharon, I want you to know, customer appreciation, we are going to be making some margaritas.
Well, different margaritas than we already have on our menu.
Right. We might get frozen margarita machine. We'll have alcoholic and non-alcoholic. And lots of specials. If you have a Batch Academy tote bag, this is the time to come shopping. I feel like I've been here before.
To the Glass Academy?
No, this move.
Oh.
What?
Come on, baby.
Miranda says she loves the clear glasses with the colored accents like old-fashioned glasses.
Absolutely. I think these are really classy items, and I'm really excited for. Hold on, I'm watching. Yes.
Mother. Got her.
Hooray.
That's the most
I was
frustrating
just holding my
thing.
breath.
I
Yeah.
know.
And now we're only halfway done. No, I've really enjoyed making pieces with subtle color accents. We've talked about it before on the show, like you're seeing on the table over there. For some specific drinks and different types of liquors or whatever you're using them for, tasting glasses, beers, anything, it's really nice to be able to see what you're drinking. So where we've had a lot of powerful color going on, in a lot of cases we're experimenting with a more clearer and crystalline style of blowing glass, which is exciting to switch things up a little bit. But these are all a middle zone, one and done shape and size that you see on the table here today. These all, a lot of them fit perfectly into the paddle that Frank designed for us and sent to the mail, and shouts out Frank, we really
And who is
appreciate you
Frank?
for that.
do it.
Frank Lombardo. It's one or the other. Frank is a great customer of ours and viewer of the show, and he's a glass hobbyist amongst many other art forms. I think he does neon as well as wood and glass. And Frank, if you want to drop your website into the chat, you could do that. It would be super cool. But he wasn't really interested in pushing the paddles upon people and looking for people to purchase them. He was literally just watching the show, interested in hearing us talk about having a flight board, and designed it, asked us for the logo, put it on there, and sent it in the mail to us. So it's just super cool to have customers out
Got
there.
the sample one?
That's the sample one we got on the table.
Oh, nice.
Frank just hooked us up. And so that inspired us to then take these cups and match the bottoms to them and toy around design with a different style of tasting glass. And we went through a lot in that shift of production where we were talking about sizing. What is a tasting glass? What are we tasting? And more than anything, I think it just got ideas spurred up for the bar as to what a flight paddle would be about, what we're serving, what the purpose of that would be. We have a certain amount of beers on tap. We have 4 local beers on tap, so we don't have necessarily a need for a flight paddle board for beer, but potentially for something like our gin tasting event coming up in late July,
Yeah,
or
and
wine
we might
tasting event.
I think you talked about getting some paddles and making a set that we would sell in the gallery.
Yeah, and I'd be really curious before we got those paddles designed and before we settled in on one design of cup and what it's going to look like and what the color scheme's going to be. I would love to hear if folks out there would be interested in having their own flight board for their house, whether you're having friends over and everyone wants to split a few different craft beers that you got, or you're mixing up something crazy, or you just got them lined up on the wall, whatever it may be. If something like that, a set, would pique your interest, put it in the chat.
Honestly, I'd use it for a flight of different flavors of seltzer from the Michigan room.
Absolutely. You talking about at home, or you talking about here?
Sitting here, if
'Cause
I
we
could
do have
decide on
4
a
different
flavor,
flavors.
just have a little bit of each of them, and then I'd get a
100%.
bigger one after.
That's smart. That's clever.
We're having a side conversation in the chat right now about people currently drinking out of GA glassware. It looks like Sue currently has a gin and tonic in the green rocks glass with
I
the etching
remember
on
that
the side.
one. I remember that one.
Tabea's drinking at Dearborn Brewing out of a GA tumbler.
Shouts out Dearborn Brewing. Anyone can go kick it with Tabea and those guys right down the road and have a live gathering point watch party. Super cool.
If you are currently drinking out of a GA glass, put it in the chat.
Yes. Do
And
this.
in the chat you can put pictures too, right? They could snap a picture and put
Can
it
you?
in the.
It does not let you, but you could
Oh.
put a picture in the GA Addicts group.
Yep. Or yeah, you're right. We had a staff outing last week. Unfortunately, Chris and I were out of town, but we're going
Such
to
a
talk
good
about
time.
that.
So fun.
So fun.
So fun. A shout out to Max and Karen. And I'm going to give a disclaimer before the night rolls too far. Donna worked today in the office. Donna works every Tuesday in the office. Donna came in, does her normal thing. We were out of
Nice.
town last week. Put all the names in the wheel of names, spun the little dial, and shocked. She started laughing so hard. We're
Blue
like,
Rosetta.
Donna,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? And she's like, you won't believe what happened. And so Bess came in and she's like, that's not true. I'm like, Bess, it's true. So you guys got to stick around to see what happened. Donna had to leave. We asked her to be on the show because we're like, Donna, no one's going to believe us. But she had to go.
Is that enough?
A little more.
Cassie says she just finished a hard cider in her GA glass.
Nice.
Carrie says, I'm always drinking out of them, usually just water though.
Boy, with this heat, water is essential.
My favorite water cup is a GA cup.
It's funny how you get like stuck on patterns or shapes, and
Ready
then
for
it's
it?
just like your
I
favorite
am.
cup.
Yep.
Check this move out, folks. Chris is being really aware of the thickness and the way he applies that bit on there, because doing a rosetta is a beautiful decorative accent down the middle of a stem somewhere or on some small portion of the glass. But to go around the entire glass like this, not overheat the body of the glass, but not have too thin of an amount of glass here that he can't make it all the way around and twist each one. It would be a pretty horrible thing. When you go around, you're getting perfect roses, like 6 or 7 of them, you go for the last 3, and the glass stiffens up and you're pushing it, and then the glass starts cracking and busting in the tweezers, and none of them look the same.
When I was
No
in
fun.
college, the move was to blow a tube and practice Rosetta. You know what I mean? Like just go down the line so you could learn how to, the speed
Totally.
that you need to go.
100%.
Table is live.
The table has become live.
Look, now this is another thing. Roland, can we have the table over there like dancing in the
Yeah.
future?
Get some eyeballs on it.
Are we stamping the bottom of this with the GA stamp?
Sounds good.
Think this guy's done. We got no reduction because you got some beautiful colors here. Got that nice Rosetta handle to hold onto that piece when it's filled up with your mimosa. A triple foot experience.
triple foot experience. That is exactly what makes it a members only piece.
Yeah,
folks.
only the members saw that happen 3 times in a row.
And that is, you want to tell them the story of that footing tool, the Albert Young footing tool?
Yeah, that's a design footing tool from the late, great, unbelievable Albert Young. And Nolan made them.
That's his son.
Yep, Nolan's his son, and he made those, and we got a bunch of them from him, bought them off of him, and we've got some Albert Young mojo here in the shop.
And that's the first one of about 20 or so that we purchased that is being broken in and becoming a part of our production schedule here.
Why would you buy 20 of them?
Because they'll never go bad, and they're a better tool than we have or we've made, and we wanted to make sure that we had a never-ending supply.
Well, I
And
mean,
so
they wear through. You wear through them pretty quickly when you're making cups.
Are all 20 in the water, or just
No,
as you're using
one
them?
at a time. And the trick is you soak them in water so that the hot glass doesn't stick directly to the wood, but they do burn through quickly.
Where am I going?
You're going in number 1 over here. Rubbing that molten glass on the wood will really burn it through into the wood quicker than you would think. And if you're not working the glass hot, you're not using it quickly and going 1, 2, 3 back and forth, and you're spending a lot of time and you're forcing it around, they just go quicker and quicker. And as we start to teach Matt and Oliver over the next, couple of years how to use the footing tool, we wanted to be prepared to have extras.
Yep, exactly. And then you do a run of a couple dozen goblets, and that footing
Goes
tool
quick.
is gone.
Yeah.
So you got to have a new freshie.
Okay, we got a lot of housekeeping. So while Jake sketches out, Bess, would you be ready for one item?
I sure am. That's what I was
Okay,
just going to
cool.
say. I'm going to give away the first of 4 gift cards because it is a new month. Welcome to July. So I'm going to give that away. And could we get another glance at the table after that? The reason I'm saying that is there is some question from the pictures on the website of how big the glassware is. And so if we could just kind of show
gotta
that off
hand
in our
model 'em?
hand, that'd be great. So our first $25 gift card winner is Marianne.
Whoa,
So congratulations, Marianne.
Yeah.
I will say this every time I give one away, and I will say it again right now. You are going to receive that gift card code in an email from Donna this week, so just keep an eye out for that. You can use it in gallery, you could use it online, you can use it on product or on classes, but just keep an eye out for that code because it is an emailed gift card that you're going to be receiving.
Okay, very cool. And just in case you guys are wondering, yes, the Wi-Fi password is Goblet 500. We'll
Very
set
important.
that aside so we can pay attention to Bess. Okay, on our table, now Maria's husband is going to be making us a new shop table. I can't wait. The cups are small. My hand, female hand, nothing like insane about it. So the cups are small. An ice cube and some mead.
Are you saying that there's nothing insane about your hand?
Yeah. It's not like a giant normal or a abnormal hand. So as females are buying it, you get an idea of how big it is. If you're a man buying it,
Would you say that there's just about anything you can drink out of those, but one of the
Whoops.
things that I think is the best is a small glass of wine when you're cooking in the kitchen. That's a really nice sized glass for something like that for sure. Oh,
7 is my favorite. It's probably a cup, like a full cup. It doesn't look like it. It tapers at the end. And I love, like, if I come down here, it's like a tortoise shell color. So it's not huge, but this is,
Probably
for like
6
ice
ounces.
wine or something sweeter maybe that you don't drink a lot of. This one actually I think would double as a nice base. Super symmetrical, stamped on the bottom with the GA. It's like fiery embers rolling through it. And then we got this guy, which has some ribs, darker ribs on it. Very nice. Okay, back to the action. Jake has sketched his design
That's
next
what I was
to
thinking,
Chris's,
but I just don't know if
so we
that's
can reference that.
Drop it on the ball.
cool.
Sun is coming through. Woo wee.
It's sweaty in here, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, this is the Michigan room. This is where we host events. If you live in the Michigan area, you are welcome to host an event in this space. And here is our bar area, freshly built. And now, back to the glass blowing action. Without another assistant, the chaos
I see.
from earlier is on the floor.
Doesn't leave a mark on the inside of the punny.
But now
These tiny little dots where it comes off.
they're talking about how to do the
Okay.
punny for that piece.
Chris was just explaining something I'd never done before, which is a 5-star punny, where he's wanting to pull 5 points and punny it up on a trumpet foot that's long like this that you can't get a punny rod into, but to have a little, one of those little moles that have those points coming off all their noses.
Oh.
It's basically the concept
Isn't
of
it
the
called
punny.
a foal or something like that?
Vole
A vole.
or a mole.
Mole
I mean,
or
they're two
foal.
different. They're cousins.
Yeah, they're
A
cousins.
foal is a baby horse, so that's a little bit different.
Is a baby
completely-
what?
Horse.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was
F-O-A-L?
A foal? F-O-A-L?
That's a baby horse.
Well, that's
That's
the first
actually
news I
a
ever heard.
football and bowling pins.
Foaling?
Fouling.
Bowling.
Bowling.
Fouling.
Anyway,
Fouling.
if you took one of those bowls and you put it up into the bottom of the foot, you could imagine its nose only touching about 8 or 10 times and not actually sticking completely all the way up in there. But I guess it depends on how hard you jam them up in there.
Huh.
It would be. It would burn that little guy's nose, too.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be talking about that type of stuff.
That would be tough.
But they
All
do
right.
have big paddles.
There's the drawing on the floor. We're gonna do the chain link optic top to it, which I'm in love with. And then we're gonna do optically twisted sphere, and then we'll drop that
Just
foot
because we're
right
talking
there.
about noses, does anyone recognize this nose?
Grass.
We just went to visit Lucy. She's on a farm and she takes care of some pigs.
How
So
cute.
those are the pigs that Lucy manages. They follow her around like little pets.
I would love to hear and know. I know we have a lot of global viewers out there, people that aren't around in America, but if anybody has plans to get out in the water for the 4th of July,
Is that what you want to do?
I'll be in the water. I'm going to Saugatuck.
Nice. To visit Nick?
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Tell them I said hello. Is
Well,
that when the Venetian Festival is on the water?
I'm not sure. What I do know is that it's a crazy time to be alive, and regardless of everything going on, 4th of July is an opportunity to get on the water and relax and celebrate the fact that we're able to just blow glass for a living.
And not be in the hot shop. As a reminder, we are closed if you were planning on
Thank
coming in.
you.
Good point.
Great call.
When
we will
is
not
that?
be here on the
Friday?
4th, Friday the 4th. We are here Saturday the 5th, so it's
Yep.
just Friday the 4th that
And
we're
I believe
closed.
you're working the bar Saturday.
I'm bartending Saturday.
Oh.
Oh, come and see Bess live and in action.
And Sunday we're open, too?
We sure are.
Let's go.
So it's just Friday we're closed.
So we can all go barbecue. This weekend in the gallery, you'll get your e-news on Thursday. Anything red, white, or blue is 15% off. That does not start today, and you don't know the code anyways, so take that.
Little sneak peek.
So Jake's going to be going into this optical mold, but unlike that first piece that I blew earlier before the mimosa glass to the members, I twisted mine up, which gives these really cool optical twisted lines, which I'll show you a piece of this one that had blown up. It's cooled off.
Explodo.
So you can see how I twisted those optics. Well, Jake's going to leave them straight, and Michelle's going to zoom in on this and see the technique of how he's connecting each one of those straight optics by pinching it with the tweezers and bringing them together. And I think Jake's made this piece before because he knows exactly where he wants all pretty much, if there's 12 ridges and you pinched them each together, that's 6 pinches.
Times 2.
Times 2 is 12 pinches to get that chain style
air.
link.
You guys are so
Yep.
smart.
6 plus
6 times 2.
Hannah says she collected pigs when I was a child. When she was
Beautiful.
a child, she said she thinks she had about 83. Are we talking real pigs or like
83
stuffed
children?
animal pigs?
Oh.
Shoot.
Some people call their little piglets their children.
Are we talking about real pigs, Hannah, or like
What
stuffed
are
animals?
we talking about?
Hannah said she collected pigs when she was younger.
Ah. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
So it was thin between the
Cool.
ribs, and Jake swung it, and it turned to this really cool shape.
It is a cool
What?
shape.
And so that's why he's like, what? What just happened?
Also, Loyalty Leaguers, the warmer upper piece is now available to you all.
Now the trick is, can you keep it that way,
Yeah,
Jake?
for real. I might accentuate it just a hair more, but this looks like something from the Dark Crystal, something you could drink like an elixir of life out of.
I don't know if they'd be able to. You know how big their schnozzes are in that show. There's no way they could drink out of a regular glass.
Maybe.
That schnoz is like a toucan.
Yeah, you're right. It would be tough for them. You know what this really looks like is I know this older lady that lives in my neighborhood, and she was a really good friend, still is a really good friend of mine. They're called the like Denmarkian Glutz glass, or like the glug glass or something.
Glog?
They're vases, or they're, you know,
What?
that's just what it looks
What
like,
is
you guys.
it? What
It's
is it,
something
Jake?
someone in Jake's neighborhood
If you
has.
could get those side things to touch, I
They're
think
gonna
that's
touch.
cool looking.
Not
I'll
sure
have you. Can I get a little bit of air?
how you're going to be drinking out of
Good.
it. We're going to find out when he opens.
And then the next one, if you just cap it.
Yep. So glog is a Norwegian drink. I think even in Germany they have glog, but it's usually up in Finland and Denmark and
Cap it.
Sweden. And it's a thick spiced mulled wine with other goodness.
Whoa.
That's cool looking.
That is really cool.
You know, let's look through that book. I'm sure that has a name. When we were in Corning,
All
they
right.
were doing Renaissance
we're doing
drinkware. So they
armories?
were making all this historic, strange shaped drinkware and those greens and browns. This is looking like that too. It's kind of got a greenish color to it, like an olive color.
That was just not what I was expecting. And usually I'm not the best with surprises.
No, you are not. But
I
you're
like
learning every day.
I like completing
You want
what
another one?
the plan was. I think that's good like that.
Sure.
But in this certain
I was
circumstance,
coming to ask if you're printing, but I see you're
it's looking
printing,
pretty cool.
so.
What color is this optical ball?
I think the pink was
We
going to
love
be the
that.
move.
Is that little mold over there, the little 12 point? Or that other one? I don't care.
This is a good one.
Got it.
See it?
He's just a little guy.
Just a little cutie pie.
All right, we got a little clarity. Hannah said it was ornamental pigs and pig items and stuffed animals.
Ah.
I think Lucy had 30 pigs. They had a water pit. They were hanging out in the woods. It was really
Pink?
fun to watch.
Yeah, let's go pink. So we got an emerald green for the body. We're going to go for a pink ball in the middle.
2 coats or 1?
I think 2. As we're blowing it out and twisting it. And then we're going to put a green foot, and we might put a gold lip wrap on the foot, depending on how it opens up, and then a gold lip wrap on the top of the glass too, to kind of seal everything in together.
I want to mention sometimes when the glass is cooler, they're very casual with the way they hold the pipe. The glass isn't moving, it's hot enough. He's let it solidify so that he can move to the next step. So when he was talking just then, he's kind of like just spinning the pipe in the background.
Something we don't talk about a lot is that when it's hot out, there's no sun out right now. It's the end of the day for us here in Michigan. The glass or the tools get a lot hotter. During the sunny times at like noon, when the sun's coming right onto the bench, the tools are almost unbearable to hold. But even now, when you're using the jacks and you're using it to open up a cup, that heat transfers up so much quicker.
Quicklier? This is the time when our brains start to lose function.
So you're gonna sit down and vegetable for me. So what maybe people don't understand is how does the sun shine in on the tools when we're in a building?
Yeah.
Well, they saw
Go
the
ahead.
skylight
Sunroof.
when I showed it earlier tonight. Because the sun was blasting through.
Below? Good?
And just like when the heat travels all the way down the tool right to the handle area, the heat will travel from the outside right up into my brain. That looks perfect. And I'll start saying things like quicklier. So
Quicklier.
watch out, everybody. So you want to just bring that on like a punny?
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do
This
it.
has got to be hot though.
A little bit of heat on the tip sounds good.
You want to torch it?
This is going to be hot. Yeah, you want to stick it right there? All right. We're going to do the old stick and ride here.
That's probably plenty hot.
Just tap it right to the bottom. I'm going to put the shears right on the cold part where I want it to break. And Chris is going to tap the pipe.
Yoo-hoo! Quick kid.
I'm really curious how I'm going to be opening up the cup of this, the top of this. And this is going to be much less of a functional item and more of a decorative, super intense ultra goblet.
I think if you puff it, then you just have 1 or 2 spins.
I also think
You
that
say puffin'?
We're
Yep.
so in like I don't know what the word would be, but we're
Is
so
the heat rising up into your
ingrained
head
or
too?
ingrained or something ingrained in opening pieces up on that spinning axis. But there's been plenty of times that I've opened up asymmetrical pieces where you just go in and you just like
Do it.
wrench it open and that's it. You don't have to. And if you wrench it open symmetrically, then everything's going to be just fine, Jake. Woohoo!
That's pretty funny. On
So
the
if we
train
do the
track-
math on the ribs, though, if I have 2 of the ribs going down into each of those crevices, so that's 2/3 of
Maurice?
yeah.
What was that you were saying?
I think I might be missing something, but 2/3 of 12 is, 8. So if you subtract that from 12, we've got 4 ribs. That's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, buddy, we're trying to make goblets.
We're trying to blow goblets,
That's
man.
hilarious.
Lay off the horn.
There's someone working on the train track. You can't see it. He's already gone by, but it's
So
like
green trumpet.
Yes,
the truck
please.
that rides on the train tracks.
Trumpet rides as we put on the trumpet feet. Look at how cool that turned out.
Any optics or no?
Straight optics?
I don't even think any optics.
Yeah, all right.
Same color?
Yeah, we'll go with the emerald green. I really like the lack of a folio on this. I really always have loved those really crisp little patties, about the size of like a quarter. This one's maybe like a silver dollar.
It's like a pinched waistline.
Yeah.
Well, if it's some type of a piece of stemware and it doesn't have an avolio, then what region would that come from? Do you think, Jake? Up in Europe,
This guy looks like it's from Denmark.
right? Norwegian.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, here they come again.
It's another one.
Let's see if I get it to focus. Kind of sounds like a hockey game.
There he is.
It's the third one.
So
Doesn't
these
it
are
sound-
really tricky feet. This is going to be a tough one for me, and I'm going to work my way through it. But this is different than opening up your traditional footing tool foot, where we'd open it up like this and go straight up and down. So it would be perfectly flat on the bottom of the glass. We're going to open it up and then pull it down like the end of a trumpet, so it's long and elegant and powerful and delicate and really good.
And all those other things.
Yeah.
I think maybe you get one of those calendars that has an adjective a day.
A calendar? It's hot in here today, folks.
Hello? I'm not sure why I yelled that, but
That's where Roland's
That's
like,
looking
come
good.
on now.
All right, we're gonna drop it from the top here. This is a bubble, blown bubble.
not a bubble.
Bubble.
You're gonna cut it and sit right down and yank it and crank it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have probably preheated the bottom here. Oh yeah. Hello? Good. Oh yeah.
Crank it, baby. Crank it.
Cranking.
Angle that thing way out.
I do want to mention the Loyalty League item is still available.
They're too interested. They can't even go look at it. They're like, so much action going on.
You
Have
probably
we explained what our memberships are yet?
Go for it, Jake.
right while you're doing a sweet trumpet foot.
So if you're wondering what the Loyalty League is, that is one of our 2 levels of membership. We have our Star Supporters and our Loyalty League members. Either way, if you are part of one of those memberships, you do get access to the Annealer Reveal video, which basically is a bonus shorter show where...
Say power show?
I said
Bonus.
bonus shorter show, but it is kind of a power show.
It is kind of a power show.
Where we take a look at all the items that were made on tonight's show on Thursday after they've all cooled down, and we get to talk about them and look at
Once
them
we
and
knock
kind
it,
of
then
show
we
them
do a
off.
Gold lip wrap.
So both levels of membership get access to that. They also get some bonus items quarterly, whether that is coupons or special one-of-a-kind items, depending on what level of membership you're on. And then our Loyalty League members also get special access to purchasing the Warmer Upper item for every week, and that is only available to those Loyalty League members. Loyalty League is not open to sign up for year-round. We just had that open in May, I believe, so in a few more months that will become available again, and we'll talk about it when it is. But the lower level, the Star Supporters level, is always available, and I will put that link in the comments for you guys to check it out.
Thanks, Bess.
Yeah.
Can I go in there and trim it?
Why?
No.
Because it's not on center. That ball was a little bit off center, and I could probably fix a little bit of that up with the lip wrap, but if I'm gonna put a lip wrap on it, it's basically like a foot or a cup, why not just trim
It
it?
looks not center to me. That little bit there ain't gonna make any difference.
Makes a big difference to me.
Huh? So you're gonna try to trim a lip
Yeah.
on a trumpet foot?
On
No way.
live television.
Just fold it in and make a folded lip, or you're scared of that. Just
I'm doing it.
You're trimming
It's been
it?
decided. I'm trimming it. Will you start up on the gold lip wrap with 3 coats?
My gosh.
Appreciate it.
Chris wants it known he doesn't support your idea.
Nice and subtle.
Never been done before, folks. Trimming the trumpet foot.
Dave says in the comments, ChatGPT says quicklier is a real word, just really rarely used, and we should never question Jake's vocabulary.
Whoa. His
Thank you,
natural
Dave.
What's the word?
word.
Quicklier.
What's the word? Johannesburg.
All right, I did an amazing trim there. I don't think I actually straightened it up at all, but I did get the job done.
Amazing trim. You should be so proud of yourself. This could go on your resume.
Woohoo! This is going to be a heck of a piece, folks. It's one of the best feelings in the world when you're really excited and you're a little nervous about the piece you're making and you're really just hoping things turn out the way you want. It's giving me a run for my money down here.
Okay, the lip wrap
Ready?
is gold,
Yes.
you say?
Yes.
I do want to mention to you guys out there, if you have ever been thinking about doing a happy hour and you are local, we are for the most part booked out a couple months. However, we have one rare spot open this Sunday.
Good call, Bess.
There were 2 at the start of the show. One has booked during the show, so there is only one happy hour spot left this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. if you are interested in doing a happy hour, which basically means it's our hands-off experience where you can kind of sit back, relax,
Racing
maybe
stripes.
grab a drink from the Michigan room, and dream up what type of drinkware you'd like made. And you'll work with our glass blowers, and they'll make that right in front of you with your input. It's pretty cool. So we have one spot for that left. I'll put the link for that in the comments if you're interested.
It's a little tricky tonight, you guys. The camera is so hot
Good.
that I'm zooming in when I can, but can't get all the close-up shots I'd like if it's going to mean the camera's going to overheat.
Flaring it out a little more.
I can only imagine how the camera feels. I'm back here at this table and I'm sweating.
I know, the camera is so hot. But it's okay.
That's because it's so hot.
My finger ran across the Wi-Fi modem in the front office.
Uh-oh, was it
I
Spicy?
almost burned my finger.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, this is the 5-point punny that Chris is going to be bringing in just a minute. We used to call it, it's similar to a crown punny, shaped a little different, but for you watchers, you viewers, if you think of
Yeah.
like the Burger King crown.
I kind of wanted to put 2 gold racing stripes on there, which I do at the very end.
Should on the bottom, you should have put them on before you opened it up.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
A couple people have asked if Jake got a
Not
new
melting enough.
tattoo on his lower leg. I believe he's just been wearing shorter socks.
Yeah.
100%. I've upgraded / downgraded the amount of material on each sock. So
What does
they're
that
lower
mean?
socks now.
Downgraded sock.
Downgraded material, perhaps upgraded sock.
No garters needed.
Let's do it. Oh,
Whoa.
watch out.
I think we need to get the buckets we can dunk our heads in.
We could go back to spinning the wheel to see who gets to dunk their head
Back
at
to
the end
the
of the show.
dunking days.
Yeah, and I think we need a kiddie pool,
I would be down for that.
right? Maria
After
said,
one glass blower jumps into the kiddie pool and distributes all his or her moisture from the day,
That's vile. Never mind.
But
All the
I
kids
was
will be
thinking
upset.
just like a foot pool. You know what
Oh,
I mean? So we
just
can
the
just
foot
put our
juice?
feet in there. That's disgusting.
I'm just saying.
The foot juice.
Fine, I'll get my own bucket then.
Yeah, we gotta have solo buckets. All right, there's our vole nose. Punty.
I started to say it's kind of like a crown. If you think of like a crown, the Burger King crown. What is this guy doing out there?
Here comes our buddy, the horn man.
Oh,
That's a
this is an
different
actual
one.
train coming
Oh,
through
this
now.
is an actual train now.
He's loud.
That's cool looking.
Let's size this up, Jake.
That looks European.
I think that's Uncle Dennis in the house.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right, I'll take one light flash and I'm ready.
All you want to do, the first thing you want to do with these is just get one tap first. I'm going to tap it first, and I'm going to flash it again so that I make sure that all those points
A
are,
little sticky. No, a little
well,
like,
they're all the same distance apart.
Ah.
But I can let you
wanna
do
use
that
the-
if you want to do
Yeah,
it.
I'll hit it with the paddle here.
Just do it at the back of your jacks, that's all.
Is it narrow
Yep.
enough?
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're going to take a flash, Jake.
I gotta straighten the foot up one time before we do it.
Thank you for the reminder in the comments, Carol. It is summer hours for our show, so we end at 7:30 instead of 8. So we
All
end
right,
a
I'm
half
ready.
hour earlier.
Ready?
Yep.
Thank goodness, because I don't think this camera would make it to
Mom's
late.
falling asleep over there.
Well, we had tacos,
Can you
man.
see it?
Just too
I
much.
can see it. Kinda.
Yep, perfect.
Yes.
Hand
We're
it over.
in. You got little time to open up that top. Fire!
Thanks.
There are no words.
You want to pick that up and open it up into a cup?
All right, Bess.
I've got another
And
gift
here
card
we
to give
go.
away.
We
Wanna
now
take
take
it
a
up on
commercial
this?
break.
Absolutely. So, you guys remember earlier? You guys remember earlier? Michelle was talking about how we don't get to pick the winners of the giveaway. So Donna puts all the names on a wheel and spins the wheel. So our next $25 gift card winner is Max.
Go, Max.
So I will show you guys some pictures real quick.
So this is why we were like, this was not rigged. Max just treated us, and Karen just treated us to a special that Bess is going to show you.
Absolutely. So we had a fantastic night at the Flat Rock Speedway. We got to watch, I believe it was 4 different races. The figure eights were absolutely wild. That might have been my favorite part, or the race at the very end, because we just kept counting how many cars got out or in a crash. It was a great time. Max and Karen had a special mug made for the announcer. I know it was maybe his 30-year anniversary or something like that. I think they are in the comments, so correct me if I'm wrong, Max. And they gave that to him during the night, which was really amazing. So it was a mug that the guys here and Tabea, I'm sure, helped with it in the hot shop. But I've got a picture of him receiving that mug. It's got a microphone as the handle, which is pretty cool. And that's Max with the actual microphone giving it away.
That was a really incredible mug.
You guys can see here he's reading it is engraved on the bottom, I guess with a phrase that he always says, and you can kind of see his surprise on his face there. And then here is a group shot of all of us together out on the track at the end. So pretty great night, pretty exciting. We had a ton of fun, so thank you again to Max and Karen for setting that up for the staff and for our friends and family. All right, now you guys can see me again.
All right.
Hitting a bunch of buttons.
Tell you what, why don't you do another name?
Absolutely.
And we haven't even talked about, well, let's do the question first.
So yeah, here's our question for the night. The question is, the team went to a racing event over the weekend. Who do you think would be the best race car driver on staff? So
I love her car.
It's so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like the cars that did the figure eights, kind of. So you guys are going to send your answer and your name in an email to enews@glassacademy.com. I'm also going to give away one of our giveaway items. So I've done 2 gift cards. I'll do one of the giveaway items now real quick.
I can't believe we give away so much goodness.
We have a lot, and that's
On one
because
show?
we didn't have a show.
Michelle was drinking out of the straw, but pouring it all over herself at
I
the
was
same
just trying
time.
to lean the giant mug against
The
All
water
right.
is streaming.
It's hot in here today.
I'm cooled off now.
So we did not have a full show last week because of the heat. Thank you again, because it was great to not be in here. But we do have 2 items now to give away for that show. So we were supposed to give away last week this beautiful little pedestal bowl.
Oh,
The ball bowl.
Yeah, thank you. I can't even talk. Great texture on the outside of it.
Ice cream scooper.
Beautiful piece. So congratulations
texture.
to Sarah.
Sarah, let's go.
Sarah.
So Sarah, you're gonna get an email from Donna this week. I know you're not super local, but if you swing by this way, you could pick it up, or you could pay for shipping. Work it out with Donna. She'll help you figure it out. So now that is
That's
one piece.
Oliver's mom.
Yes.
yeah, I know. Between Max winning, Oliver's mom. Come on now.
Show number
I know.
324.
So we've got 1 piece given away, 2 gift cards given away. That is only half of our giveaways for the night. We still have 2 more gift cards coming up and 1 more piece. Are you guys ready, Jake?
Yeah, Chris is gathering it up.
Yeah.
And briefly, as you walk by, Mom, would you mind just letting me talk about the table for 1 quick second? These are some of the coolest glasses that I've made in a long time. Look at the elegant shape, super thin. These are potential useful everyday mimosa glasses. Super excited about these. I think you guys should jump on these if you can. This one's got a yellow berry on it as well. Number 11 is out of control. I've never seen anything like it. And then these 2 are amazing, beautiful, thin, delicate shapes as well. And this one has the snips of the ribs down here, alabaster with gold spots, very subtle, also very nice and dirty glass blower fingerprinted.
Those
But-
are for free.
Really
Hey, will you
cool.
bust up number 5 onto that stand or up there?
Number 5's got some good color in the swirlage.
So a little more in the light, you can see it. And then how about number 4? Put them next to number 9, and we'll see the light come through that one. It's amazing.
These are really cool, folks. So happy to see that people so far during the show, just as things have gone live, are enjoying the tasting glasses. These will stay up for a whole nother week, but they're first come, first serve. As soon as they're sold, we're pulling them off the table, and I can't guarantee the next time we make tasting glasses. If they sell out completely, then maybe it'll be soon, but you know, we got a couple nice mug shows coming up and something else special in place for you guys on the 17th. Little turtle special.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
that's the
mark
15th.
it July 15th, was it?
Yes.
We're working with a turtle conservancy that we worked with in Gainesville, Florida. We're going to do a team effort show.
And they actually posted about us today for that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. We're going to have a turtle expert on the show.
A turtle expert.
All
turtle
your turtle
expert.
questions
Wow.
can be asked.
So
and
think of your turtle
answered.
questions now.
I have so many.
Well, she gave me a couple good ones to ask the audience, but I'm not going to give them away now.
Perfect. Someone asked in the comments, who names the drinkware on the table? Because they've had some awesome names.
Yeah,
Oh.
great question.
I think that one was Sarah.
Yep, I think it is. Sarah's been doing that. She does an amazing job with it. It's got to be fun picking them out, designing them to the style of the piece. I know Bess has had involvement in that before, doing the creature show and, you know, picking out some pretty exotic names there. And
It's fun.
yeah, even picking out some names, some colors for us over the days. It's good creativity. It's not just from the glass, folks. There's creativity in everything we do around here. I mean, running a business is pretty, you know, you got to have some creative problem solving. Almost every day,
Oh
my
my
brain
gosh.
gets in a pretzel.
Every day. There's no debate about that.
Tabea and Max corrected me. It
Hello?
was his 40-year anniversary. I was 10 years
going.
off.
Oh, wow. That's a commitment, man.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple people in the comments have said the school bus races there are their favorite.
Oh, the
Yes.
school bus races are fun.
Yeah, there's potential for the Glass Academy to sponsor a school bus in 2026.
Whoa! Seriously?
Get down there and watch our school bus, and we get to paint it. They paint it whatever colors and whatever style we
Oh,
want.
you guys, we have to do that.
The Glass Academy flaming school bus
Oh,
race.
we
I mean,
have
how
to
could
do
we not
that.
have a bus?
How could we not have a bus? We get asked all the time for sponsorship and donations and
Good.
everything, but I don't know, a school bus is pretty,
It
It's
would
on
be pretty
brand for
fun.
us.
it is on brand.
We'd have to pick a good racer, and we'd have to invite everybody we know.
Oh, like we get to choose a driver?
I think so. I think Max and Karen, we should ask them to hook us up with the #1 driver.
Wow, that's going to be pretty incredible.
Speaking of drivers, our giveaway question tonight is, who on staff do you think would be the best race car driver? So make sure you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com and put your name in the message so that we can read your name off when you win.
Speaking of drivers,
Are you going golfing?
I shot an 80 yesterday, and it was pretty fun.
All right.
It was a beautiful day.
Very nice.
Nice casual home course league night, Monday night. It was a really good time. It was beautiful weather. And you know what they say about golf and glass blowing?
Say a lot
No.
of things about both of those things.
Yeah, they do.
What do they say about it?
All kinds of things.
Do you guys talk about glass blowing
They're
on the
great.
course?
Yeah, from time to time. I just don't know what's going on here. That's why I'm talking about gibberish.
We love it. The
Chris is
Loyalty
doing
League
something.
item sold.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Nice. I will also say there was a piece from the other night
Nice.
that didn't. No, the winner has not claimed it.
Oh yeah,
So
this is from a
this
couple weeks ago. This
Lovely
really
drinking
cool.
horn.
Oh, the super horn. It's such a tight piece.
We did have a winner. Her name is Cindy Pearson Harper.
So Cindy, if you are out there, either claim your item or if for some reason you don't want it, let us know that too. But
And if
it's been
you-
chilling on Donna's desk.
if you know a Cindy, whether it's that Cindy or not, I think you should share the feed to that Cindy and say, Cindy, I think you've won something. And whether it's actually the right Cindy or not, that Cindy might fall in love with glass blowing and learn something new today.
As the more times you said Cindy,
That's pretty
it just
cool.
didn't sound right.
Gonna open that up.
Clear that open, make a martini glass out of it, out of one bubble.
Baller.
That'd be
We've
cool
got
looking.
a comment that says, hi to our favorite glass artists from Rita and Naya.
Rita and Naya.
What up?
Yeah.
What's up, you guys?
Beautiful day.
My microphone's on. Well, you're seeing a first time
Is
ever one bubble martini glass, guys.
We do also have a technical question.
Love it.
Technical.
Dave says, tech question. Can you talk about the Marver move when coming out of the mold?
The
It's a lot of M's.
Marver move after the mold manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we could talk about that. Unfortunately, I didn't see what he did on the Marver after
I
he
think
went
after
in
the
the
mold, just going to the Marver. Why do you go straight from a mold to a Marver?
I don't ever really do that very much.
What
Sometimes
did
you want to
do
do
on
it
the
to
Marver?
push the
When?
ribs onto the pipe.
After the mold manipulation.
Oh, after the mold manipulation?
Yeah.
What did I do? I
Yeah.
did something real special. It's so special that's ingrained in my brain. I can't remember what I did.
Exactly.
We're delusional from the
We're gonna have
heat.
to get a replay, instant replay. Back
I
it up.
did want to mention that Rita, who's watching us tonight, is my gallery manager in Ann Arbor. She's an unbelievable gallery manager,
Woo!
and she's watching with Naya, her granddaughter.
Nice.
And they're just probably a hoot sitting there watching TV together, getting all crazy.
Are they just a hoot or a hoot and a holler?
Probably the second one. So I'll take back what I said, and Chris probably was just tucking in the ribs a little bit there coming out of the mold. Look at that beautiful flare. There is one particular item, and it's perfectly symmetrical. Wow. Wow.
Gonna need a bit to pony that up. Drop a bit in there and then make a punny out of
deal.
it.
Every pumpkin that I make out of the larger coned molds, they blow out real wide on the top, so what's closest to the pipe is the thinnest amount of glass. It's blown out more. So I like to take that to the Marver and roll it one time just to chill down the extra hot, thin moil zone glass.
And that is what I did.
Ah. Well, there you go.
Stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have over here behind the featured product table, Maria over here.
She's sneaking off.
She is our display champion
What?
in
Thank
here
you, Maria.
bi-weekly, bringing snacks for the team
I was
and
just
making
gonna
the
say
place look
she brought
amazing.
M&Ms that got warm. They're so good.
If you guys
Bye,
appreciate
Maria.
the displays, you appreciate what you see around here, she's got a beautiful artistic flair, and she does a great job with us here at
And
the
if
Glass
you come to
Academy.
Customer Appreciation, she'll be here, which is July 12th and 13th. Those of you who are not local, yes, we will do some online specials. They will be released Saturday morning, so you'll have to check your emails before 11 a.m. to find out what's up.
Oliver and I just made about 6 martini glasses last week, and they looked nothing like this, and they were so challenging that we were both laughing, but also like crying and fantasizing about javelining the blowpipe through the window over there right into a passing by train. It was one of the most tough experiences that I've had in the shop over the last like 3 years.
Just making martini glasses?
Yes, it was all just really not coming together the way we wanted, and we were both down in the dumps.
Oliver told me you guys had a day.
It was tough,
Down
but we
in
made
the
it through,
dumps.
and looking at this amazing different style martini glass, I want to give one of these a
That's
crack.
the perfect comparison to golf. when you
There
have
you
like
go.
a horrible hole, you get like an 8 on it, and then the next hole you're shooting a birdie, but you're just like, you got to forget the bad stuff and just push through.
Yeah.
Dave, you know how that goes. You just got to push through and just forget about it, and all of a sudden the goodness is revealed.
That's right.
Whoops.
Susan knows all about that too.
I tried to post the dates of the gin tasting.
The gin tasting is July 25th. Ann Arbor Distilling. We're going to have 26 tickets put up for sale within the next
26
20 tickets
tickets
put up
20
for
tickets.
sale within the next,
Hello.
What was
7 days.
What was the 6? How'd that get slipped in there?
Heat and just flicking of the tongue. It
A
was
tongue
tough.
flipping episode?
It was not good. But anyway, that's the 25th of July here in the Michigan Room. Local gin distillery is going to be teaching us all about gin. You can purchase a ticket. You'll get a handmade gin tasting glass. You'll get to taste one of their, or multiple of their 5 different gins they produce.
Which
And
are like
then
seasonal, like
seasonal
don't they match
gins.
seasons?
And then you can decide one of the 5 cocktails. One is going to be made for each of the 5 styles of gin. And you can say, I want that cocktail, take your ticket up to the bar and get it made in your glass that you picked out with the price of your ticket.
All right, I have a question. If they're seasonal and there's 5, usually there's 4 seasons.
There's an average, beautiful,
All
classic,
season.
all
Got
season
it.
botanical gin. And that's what we have behind our bar, and we mix our classic patented gin and tonic with. And then there's the 4 seasons of other gins that those
What's
guys
going
make.
on with that? What are the details? Is there like a special glass that comes with the ticket
He
price?
just
Yes,
described it.
I did, and we just actually are in conversation now deciding what that glass is going to look like, because typically there's a wide range of gin pours, and a lot of them you're shaking them and pouring into a really small, tall, stemmed glass. However, we want to make a glass that's something that people are going to be excited to take home and utilize at their house, and having one of those tall, delicate cocktail making glasses might not suffice unless you're really into making fancy cocktails. So we're gonna meet somewhere in the middle and have it be kind of a mix between a Tom Collins glass and a rocks glass, a little bit of a thicker bottom, a little bit smaller in shape, but have slight variance so that all the 20 people coming in can pick out one of their favorite ones. And that should
color-wise,
serve
you're gonna
all
have
5 of the cocktails. Color, slight variance, but like
Okay.
I was saying earlier, doing cocktails, you want more transparency and you want a little more clear mojo and crystal mojo going on. So we're gonna lean that way and make sure the quality of the glass is top notch, color is slightly lacking, and the drinks are top notch. And this is gonna be the first test run of doing an event like this for us and at least my generation of this business, and with the new edition of the Michigan Room. Then following week, we're gonna do a wine one, which we'll also be selling tickets for at the same time, so stay tuned for that. But once we get all the kinks worked out and we decide that it's really the coolest thing in the world, stay tuned for more events and we'll give you guys a heads up. And if you're one of those people that loves gin or wine, it's worth coming into town for. It's going to be a really good
So
time.
let me explain to you guys something if you haven't been watching super closely here.
Look
But
at
that is one bubble that was
That's
necked
insane.
all the way down and closed up in the center and then opened back up in the bottom, if you remember when I did that. So it's a really cool technique. And it's tough to get that bubble to close. And what I was trying to do when I came out of the optic mold was have the center of the bubble be thicker than the bottom and the top by the neck, so that when I squeezed it down, I had more glass and I would have a thicker center point, connection point in between those two. Woo, I thought you were bringing me the stamp.
What?
It's a big stamp.
No, I know we only have a couple minutes left for the giveaway, and I wanted to make sure that Chris is the OG one. The brand new design here of this style martini glass was able to be purchased by one of you guys, and I'm gonna make the giveaway here with this electric blue, and I'm gonna try and replicate what he did and see if I can get that same shape, because that's just so beautiful. And if we could get that dialed in and make it a quicker and more affordable process, I think this could be a brand new, beautiful product for the website.
Good call, Jake. I do have 2 more gift cards and 1 more item to give away.
Okay.
So we're-
6 giveaways in a night. It's unheard of.
Yep, Chris is stamping it. He's going to put it away.
That's so
Jake
sweet.
is starting a piece,
The
getting the
little
bubble
clear
in
bit
there,
down
and
there is
best, give me
amazing
a
too. It's
name.
perfect for the
All
stand.
right. So next $25 gift card winner is Wendy. Congratulations, Wendy. You are going to
What?
receive an email from Donna.
Wendy's an original champion here at the Glass Academy. Absolute amazing customer and glass appreciator and collector.
John says he thinks Jake needs a Merc bucket dunk
Oh
to
gosh,
reset
Merc
his
bucket
system.
dunker.
I think we all do.
What
Might be a Merc
happened to
bucket.
spinning the wheel to see if we could dunk?
That's what I said earlier. We need to
Yeah,
bring it
we
back.
were just talking about it.
So you either get to dunk or you get to drink a little from the Merc.
No.
That's
The
right.
dunker sip.
Dunker sip. I like that, the dunker sip. That should be a drink
The
at the
dunker
bar,
sip.
the dunker sip.
Robin says she's drinking a gin
get
and
a bench
tonic
blow?
out of her Michigan
Dad?
Room Rocks glass.
Nice.
Nice.
Hello,
I get some air.
Robin.
I do have the giveaway question up
Remember,
on the
it's,
screen,
smaller
which
on the end.
is which GA
With a
staff
foot,
member would be
third-
the best race
two-thirds or a
car
third of the way
driver
down,
and
yeah.
why?
Well,
So you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com and you're going to be able to win what Jake is making right now. So make sure you guys get your answers
Stop.
in. If your answer isn't me, you'd be wrong. I'm just putting it out there.
Get her
it's tough.
to close it up.
It's like you gotta make it, you gotta have a lot of glass and just do a really thick bubble and chop it down. I think I should have chopped it down harder right off the bat.
You know when you do a blown foot and you shoot the bubble through the bottom?
Yeah.
A blown stem, and then when you marver it to go into the mold, it's chubbier in the center. and
Yeah.
you got a bubble at the both end, up by the neck and at the end. That's how you do it. That's what I did.
Okay.
Shot it through there.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But what happens is if you don't get that thing completely sealed, yeah, bombing. But it'll end up sealing when you drop the ball on there, but you still don't want to have, unless you're just drinking pure vodka or gin martinis with nothing else in it, you never have to worry about it. But if you do decide to drink some type of a cottage cheese recipe martini,
What if
That
you
sounds terrible.
spun that a little bit or foot tool it?
A what?
Like, what if you did the footing tool on that, like pushed it in?
Flatten it up, sealing it might be a cause for explosion
well,
potentially.
you couldn't flatten it because the air can't get out. But I know what you're talking about. If it was still an air hole, then you could do that because the air would come
Yeah,
out of the
squish
pipe.
it all the way up in there.
Yep.
There are still a couple awesome pieces still left on the table as of right now. I will put that link in the comments again for you. Also, if you didn't hear me mention it earlier and you're local looking for something to do this weekend, we have one happy hour spot that is open on Sunday, July 6th at 1 p.m. You can book that through our website, and that link is in the comments for you as well.
I can get you a little micro trimming, little bonsai trimming shears.
Get in there with the eyebrow pluckers.
I remember years ago at one of the glass conferences, they were making like trimming shears and diamond shears out of silver, and you could buy them for a necklace and hang it from your neck.
That's pretty cool.
This is the toe snipper right there. That little tiny snip just squirts out right in between my toes with my flip-flops.
What
It'd be
does
a
that
bummer.
mean?
Oh,
That means pain. That's when you see the mega hop. When you just, it's probably easier when it doesn't go in between your toes because you can flick it out real quick when you got flip-flops. But if you got like cowboy
Crocs.
boots like Joey used to wear,
oh yeah.
knee-high cowboy boots.
Joey
he'd have
never
a-
wore cowboy boots.
He sure
blowing
did.
glass.
He did a show with cowboy boots on and shorts where he did a
And no
backflip.
shirt?
He did a backflip off the bench and landed in front of the glory hole in his cowboy boots.
Landed right in front of the glory hole.
Yeah. I was like, if he flew inside the glory hole, we'd be bumming. Woo! Cranker.
Look at it, it's almost perfectly back straight.
Yeah, it is. You gotta just yank it. You can't be messing around.
Jeez, good. Wow.
When Oliver's doing it and he's just like chilling, kind of like nice and easy, you gotta be like, hit it hard.
All right.
Hunty?
No,
Globule.
a little bit.
No, we'll do the little bit first.
Yes, the globule.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called now.
Yeah.
One globule coming up.
The giveaway question to win this piece is up on the screen one more time for you. Which GA staff member would be the best race car driver? Send your answer to eNews at Glass Academy. Make sure your name is in there too, so
I
we can
left
read it
mine
off when
kind
you
of
win.
chubby, so it looked cool.
I like how Chris has developed an accent.
Yeah.
It's the heat getting to him.
What?
The accent developmentation. I'm probably gonna develop an accent pretty soon.
I know. I'm going to do something. I'm just dying. You guys are troopers. All right, we have one more name on the list. As soon as they punny it and they're going for the reheat, we're going to bop over to Bess and see who won that last
It's all for the love of glass, folks, and golf.
$25 gift card.
And hockey. Sorry.
We're delirious.
Can't leave hockey out.
Color is amazing right now.
It
Really
is.
cool, like a transparent super teal.
Okay.
All right, last $25 gift card winner for the month of June is
ding, ding,
Pam.
ding.
Congratulations, Pam. So
$125 right there.
that's $100.
I see. 4 times 25.
Yes.
The brains are melting.
So that is our last gift card. I do have one more piece to give away here. That is a beautiful arrow plant holder. Now, this is not something that we sell in the gallery. This is not something that we would typically do as a giveaway piece. It's because last week we didn't make anything because we were not in here.
That's right.
So this is a pretty cool giveaway because
Is
you
it coming
can't-
with the plant?
Yeah.
Michelle
of
says
course.
yes.
Jeez.
So
course.
this is actually a class item. So if you wanted to do a hands-on class with us, you guys could learn how to make one of these, but it's not an item.
That's a big plant.
It's not an item that
Whoa.
we typically sell. So this is a really cool giveaway item.
Put a couple more rocks in it and raise this
What are
up.
those things called in the fruit department that nobody ever buys?
I'm gonna open
And
this
they look
one
like
up here.
that?
Fingers, Buddha hand.
Buddha hand.
Okay.
How do you know no one ever buys them?
Because
me get
they're
a paddle,
always there
Dad.
when I see them.
Because they're always there.
I know, but apples are
Actually,
always
it's
there.
on next
Lemons
seat.
are always there. Someone must buy them.
Somebody's going to be having one big ass margarita. Or one martini.
Or do we leave it like kind of chalice-like?
There's
if
so
that
many
gets
options.
into martini land, it's going to be a big problem. Martinis are already pretty stiff as they are.
I like
I think I'm
that.
going to tuck it down and have it be fluted like a tall, Game of Thrones chalice.
Something you use when winter's coming.
Yes, yes. And I'm heating it up real hot, turning slow to give it the mojo.
Scalpicus.
Yes.
How could we get snow in here in the summer to make us feel like we're all cooled off?
We need Jake to
Alright.
use that fan again and blow all the little cotton things
Yeah,
around.
maybe
Yeah.
we have like a little confetti we start blowing around.
Does anybody else have those cottonwoods in their hometown? The summer snow.
They probably do in, what is it, Cottonwood, West Virginia.
Yeah,
I think they named it after
you might
No.
be right there.
Christmas in July, right when the cottonwoods are, all those things are mixed up a little bit together,
I don't really know what you're talking about.
That's the tough part about that bulge of an optic there.
So thin.
But that looks pretty good. I think you got it.
Think I done did it?
I think so. I think you've done it, Sonny.
That's a really cool glass. It's a heck of a giveaway.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a martini. It could be a special Glass Academy signature drink. Like, what was it called? The one we were just talking about,
The Dunkin' Slurp.
the Dunkin' Sip.
Right.
We could make a special Dunkin' Sip that's got like a brown sugar rim on it. It's got like a slice of a kiwi up on the
Ooh.
top, the refreshing.
I don't know how I feel about kiwis.
Have you ever eaten them with the skin on?
No.
A kiwi?
Have you ever had
you
a
supposed
kiwi?
to?
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
good. It's like sour. Yeah.
Oh, I
I
didn't
mean,
know you
it's
could
got
eat the
fiber
skin.
in it and
Especially
stuff.
when
Yeah, you know
they're-
you can eat oranges whole too.
When
I
they're
mean, I know
rolling
you
around the
could.
floor in the produce section in
But
the
Could
back.
you physically?
All
Yes.
Brown. That's when you eat them.
People kicking them around. The janitor sweeping them up.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice bing. Did you catch that?
All right, I'm going to
Roland?
sign this thing with our company logo. If you've bought anything from us before, you know that it's really fun to do this.
It's really fun.
It's really fun.
What are you talking
It's the heat.
about, Jake?
Yeah, this is so fun.
He doesn't even know what's coming out of his mouth, folks.
I was getting tangled up in this freaking hose. It was getting me good.
Oh man.
That looks more like a Sunday dish or something.
Jeff said he would put a root beer float in that.
Yeah.
All right,
One
I think
big
we have
scoop
the
of
final
vanilla.
giveaway.
Jake, would you like to give away the last item?
I got tears in my eyeballs. Oh boy. We did
So-
say there was no treachery involved in this at all.
0. We put the names on a wheel. We spin the wheel.
Donna's as honest as they come.
I
She
know.
is.
Karen Scott.
What?
Now remember, this is multiple weeks of giveaways, a month of $25 gift cards, and 2 shows worth of giveaways. So there were 6 recipients here tonight of free glass and basically cash.
Insane.
Ash.
Did you
Ching,
guys,
ching.
You guys talk about that one already?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did.
That one's been
I
talked
don't know
about.
what anyone's talking about, but I'm just double checking.
That was an incredible
All right.
show.
Let's close it out.
Time to take a shower.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit the hay
We were
Yep.
at
early.
show number 325. Thank you for watching The Gathering Point. We got Bess, Jacob, and Chris in the house. It's been
Nice
a
work,
pleasure
Michelle.
serving you all. Stay cool. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye now.
Have a good night.